Damaging claims tonight against George Zimmerman. A woman identified in new records as witness number 9 comes forward claiming that Zimmerman molested her for over a decade, and she also claims his family is racist. Thanks for joining us at 6. I'm Sunny Abata.
I'm Bob Fryer. Now, this woman makes these claims of painful childhood memories in audio tapes that were released by prosecutors today. Here's Fox 35's Keith Landry with more.
Witness number 9 claims George Zimmerman grew up in a racist family.
They like black people if they act white. And other than that, they talk a lot of bad things about black people.
When investigators asked the woman if she could recall any specific racist comments from George Zimmerman, she said no. When they asked if he ever took action against anyone based on their race, she said no again. But she claims Zimmerman's mom told her she does not like President Obama because she's racist.
I just could not believe that she sat there so loud and proud saying that she was a racist.
Witness number 9 also claims George Zimmerman molested her for 10 years, starting when she was 6 and he was about 8. She was watching television with George under some blankets at his family's home.
He would reach under the blankets and try to do things, and I would try to push him off, but he was bigger and stronger and older.
The woman claims when she was 8, he groped her behind the living room curtains. And when she was 12, Zimmerman showed her his private parts.
And George, he always made himself look so good. He just sucked up to my dad, and he was like the son he never had. And he always was just, very charming and personable with everybody in the family.
Witness number 9 claims there was one more incident when she was 16 at George's house in Lake Mary. They were lying on a bed and he rubbed her chest and she ran out of the house.
He didn't chase me out of the house at all. And I just got in the car and I left, and I didn't tell anyone. I was just scared.
Witness number 9 tells investigators she came forward with these claims now because for the first time in her life, she is not afraid of George Zimmerman. Keith Landry, Fox 35 News.
And Fox 35's Valerie Boy continuing our team coverage tonight. Valerie, I understand you just spoke with Zimmerman's attorney, Mark O'Mara. What did he have to say about these scathing, if you will, accusations?
Well, Bob, attorney Mark O'Mara denies the allegations made by witness number 9. He says George Zimmerman never molested her and says the Zimmerman family is not racist. He says this has nothing to do with the case and doubts it will ever be admitted into court, but he is concerned about public opinion.
There is a 19-month difference between the two of them, and she is saying something happens that George categorically denies ever happened. So she can have her story, but we can test the validity of it.
Is this going to be damaging to what he's going through right now?
Yes, it is certainly more static. It is certainly something that's not relevant, and again, not coming into trial, but now we have to deal with and take our resources and look at that.
And Mark O'Mara says in the last couple of hours, donations have actually increased. He believes people are getting fed up with the way the state is taking focus away from the case. Reporting to you live in Orlando, Valerie Boy, Fox 35 News.
Fox 35 legal analyst Diana Tenace in-house to talk more about this. Diana, what do you make of these latest accusations?
Well, it's kind of strange, Sunny. I mean, I think this is one of those situations where anytime you're accused of a very public media frenzy kind of allegation, you're going to have people come out of the woodwork. And certainly every bad thing that somebody has ever said that you were going to do is going to hit the media. The reality is the jury is very unlikely to hear about this kind of allegation at George Zimmerman's murder trial.
Doesn't it speak to character? I mean, would this be a character witness? Again, like you said, we might never hear from her in trial, but does it have any sort of correlation with the trial on that level?
Well, it's interesting that you asked that, Sonny. Character is one of those things that you cannot bring out against somebody. Just because people do bad things, dumb things, criminal things in their lives doesn't mean that they're guilty of the crime that they're charged with. So typically, unless there's a very close correlation between the accusation and the crime that you're being charged with, the jury will never hear it because we don't want people convicted convicted because they did bad things in the past.
I see. Okay, yeah, obviously it's the one instance that they're being tried for. Diana, one final question here. This information is getting out there. The public in general will probably react in whatever way they choose to, but the jury members are out there still. So even if this woman never testifies in trial, could this taint the potential jury pool?
Sure, absolutely. Everything that the jury here locally is hearing, and certainly locally they're going to hear it more than in other parts of the state, could potentially mean we don't get a jury here in this town and we have to send this trial somewhere else. So absolutely, I would think if people know this, hear this, remember this, that could make it bad for picking a jury here in Seminole County.
Diana Tenace, thank you.
Thank you.
Prosecutors also released 120 audio recordings of phone calls that Zimmerman made from the Seminole County Jail. In one of those calls, he cries to his wife and they console each other. We're going to have much more on those calls coming up tonight at 10.